Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the EGM Securities Update. I got Calvin with me. We're going to look at a really interesting development we've noticed this morning, which is the price of oil has gone to a 2014 high. The news, obviously, we've had this background noise about Iran, the sanctions. I noticed, Calvin, that a lot of countries have already stopped taking Iranian oil. South Korea is one of them. But and maybe this attack in Iran, where 14 Iranian Revolutionary Guards were killed, also added it into the mix. But this is a big development, isn't it?
True. This one is Brent.
Yeah. And I just wanted to point out to everybody, that was above 143.
Yeah, 143.
That was the high we saw in 208.
Correct.
Then we had that enormous slump. We came all the way to around 40.
Correct, around 39 there.
Around there. That was okay. Then we sort of start to go up again. We get up to this range here. Another breakdown, and now we're back at above $80.50. What's it telling you?
Actually, right now, oil will mostly be driven with a lot of news happening. One thing you remember last week I said Saudi Arabia, they are very comfortable with oil being around 80.
Yes.
Actually, the moment before even it started reaching out around 76, they just made it on an announcement that they want to push the price to around 80. That's the particular reason as to why it's on 80. At the same time, right now there's a lot of war going on between Trump and China. Despite that, Trump tomorrow is going to talk regarding the oil, you know, the Iranian sanction. Tomorrow Trump is at the UN. So of course, we are looking whereby still oil might continue with the same pressure towards up. And that's why basically my next target will be around 88.
So just tell us from the charts what you're seeing. What are you looking for here?
Currently, I'm seeing the market being bullish, considering we have had consolidation for the last 2 weeks. So I'm anticipating probably during this week or in the start of November, we'll see spiking it big time to around 88. That's my target.
That's a Fibonacci target, isn't it?
Yeah, that's my Fibonacci target. So particularly around this region, we'll see a same scenario here where we had a lot of consolidation because there's a lot of thing happening here. You see Saudi Arabia want to push the market to be above 80. But you see, US haven't spoken. But US can produce more oil and push the price to be below 80.
That's an interesting point you're making. Trump, I think, was criticized by an oil minister saying it's actually you, Trump, with your tweets that's lifting the price of oil. And the other point, I was talking to some other folks who were saying, if this trade war gets very vicious, surely that will also downgrade the demand for oil, and the economy will slow down. But okay, so is this a bullish chart to you?
For me, it's a bullish chart. And also, oil, both Brent and crude, they always relate. You can also see from this particular chart of Brent, it's quite bullish. Also,
yes,
when you look at...
shows WTI crude oil. WTI is American oil.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So also here, you can also see the same scenario that happened around was it 2 or 3? 208.
208, yes.
When we had a big fall, then the market started going up, it consolidated, and then now we have got the same fall. And currently, you see the market is also bullish. It's trading at 72.15 currently, but because I'm so bullish on oil, my next target is around 79.33. But still, I'll say there's a lot of news influencing the market right now, mostly this week. So let's be open. Despite the market being bullish, let's wait for the news. What will happen if tomorrow Trump speak anything else? Trump is a lot in the financial market.
Calvin,
yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
Welcome.
Lawrence, we've been talking to Calvin and he's projecting on his Fibonacci targets, he's projecting a 10% increase in the price of oil. And I wanted you to tell us, how would you express it? Imagine two things. One, you're a business here in Kenya. You've got an enormous amount of fuel that you're buying. My first question to you, would this be a hedge versus an increase in the fuel price at the pump? Is that a legitimate trade that people could be thinking about doing here?
So now, first of all, to comment on your, on your take with Calvin.
Yes.
So the verdict is a buy, right?
Yes, that's Calvin's verdict. Yes,
yeah,
and
so
mine actually. Yeah.
But now you're asking if, for example, let's say I buy physical oil right now.
Yes.
At the market, right?
Yes.
If it goes up, that's a good thing for me.
Yes.
If it's going to go up. Remember the hedge is if you are kind of want to limit your risk.
Yes.
So for me, if I buy oil at the market,
Yes.
and maybe I buy X number of barrels, maybe worth $1 million, before they get here, it might take 2 or 3 weeks,
Yes.
and then the price may have shot down. So for me, I'm more worried about if price goes below, let's say I buy at 80, right?
Yes.
I'm more worried if by the time my oil gets here, it has gone back to 75 or 77.
Yeah.
So what I would do, I would come maybe to our platform and I would look to sell it,
Mm.
right? So even if I'm losing oil, I'm losing value on the physical that I bought at 80, I'll be making some here with EGM. And when my oil comes here and I'm able to offload and kind of now sell it, then I can come in and close my hedge. And I'll kind of, net off, maybe just break even or limit
But
my
you're
loss.
looking specifically at somebody who's got an oil shipment on the high seas coming
Exactly,
here, and your
yeah.
price protection against a 3 or 4 week move.
Yeah.
Let's flip that around. You are you are a petrol station.
Yeah.
You got 15, 20 petrol stations.
Yeah.
Would it be a trade here to basically buy oil because you're worried that the oil market is going up,
Then you're
and
left.
therefore in the next few months
Exactly.
you're going to be paying a higher and higher
Oh
price?
yeah, so you can also do that. So
Yes.
if you feel that maybe you have stock right now and you can't buy more, but you also don't want to kind of miss out on the trade that because oil is going to go higher, you'd come on our platform and then you choose to buy. And remember, ours is financed by the broker. It's called margin trading or leverage trading. So there are guys who call it financing, margin trading, or leverage trading. So that means that you don't need the full actual capital for you to buy the amount of barrels you want to buy. You can come at us and you can come to our brokerage and kind of buy maybe just give 10% of the deposit, and you can have just as much exposure as you'd have on the market. So the first thing you do on our platform is obviously identify the product you want to buy. That would be Brent or UK oil. You come here and kind of right click just to kind of make sure about specifications. So with us, you see this contract size here. You see it there?
Yes.
So that means that with us, that is 10 barrels,
Yes.
one contract size. So, but oil, the SI unit is 100 barrels. So let's say you want to buy 100 barrels. So maybe the rule of thumb is kind of start out small, see the build up, and once you get confirmation, as Calvin was saying about tomorrow Trump is talking, so once you kind of get the build up and momentum, then you look maybe to double up and kind of buy more. So you come here and maybe, let's say you buy 100 barrels, very conservative. So our balance here is around $10,000. So 100 barrels for us would be 10, obviously, because it's 10 times 10, 100 barrels. And then I'll choose to buy, right?
Mm.
You see? So
Yeah.
now that's a trade of 100 barrels, right? Brent. But then again, you'd want to limit your drawdown.
Yes.
Your negative, right? And then you'd come and say, okay, if oil goes, if it gets to, sorry, I'm trying to drag this, gets to 78,
Yes.
at that point there, I'll even take it to 76.
Because it's incredibly volatile. It could be just one statement and
Yes.
you'd suddenly drop 10%.
Exactly. So I'm going to place at this FIBO level there. So around $500 there.
Yeah. So
That's
that's your maximum loss on this position.
on
is
this
five.
position, yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'll go back to the weekly and kind of check. So I'll go back on the weekly. Let me even do the monthly so that I can have a better view, right? Sorry. There. And then I'll maybe target, just like you guys said, 88 there. But for me, I'll kind of just put it at 90, a nice round figure, right? And then from there, I'll be looking to make $1,000 on that. Okay. And remember, my rule of thumb is obviously if you're making money on it and you want to buy more, you just come and add to your position. So now that is a perfect buy. So if you are holding oil contracts here in the physical, you will not also miss out on the market action. Yeah. So that's the verdict. Buy 100 contracts. 100 barrels, sorry.
Let's watch this play out, right?
Yeah.
Because Calvin thinks we're going to make 10% and make $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it's dinner on Calvin.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.